Hey everybody. Don't mind the beard, please. It's growing back. It's been a bit since I've done a video. It was not intentional, exactly. Not at first. But once I lose momentum, it's kind of hard to get it started up again. A lot of things are happening in my life right now, PTSD recovery being one of the bigger ones. And the other day I was going to do a video on my YouTube channel because I happened to hit another milestone. On top of having like 1,300 TikTok followers, which is big for me, my YouTube channel shot up from about 210 subscribers to about 260 in the matter of a few days. And I was actually pretty proud about that for a fraction of a second. Because coincidence of coincidences, it was the same day that Matpat announced that he was leaving YouTube. That got me down a little bit, but not for the reasons you think, probably. Yeah, it's sad that a creator that I've been watching on the platform for years is now leaving it, or at least he won't be the host anymore. He will still be working on them behind the scenes. No, it was more the recognition that this was a trend happening on YouTube. That is, creators are leaving the platform in droves, or in the very least are changing what their channels do in order to appease the algorithm. And it sucks. It sucks real bad. I mean, there's probably a reason why Markiplier is pursuing his filmmaking goals so hard right now. Jacksepticeye has had frustration with YouTube for years, and he has his own coffee company now. Game Grumps has been doing a whole heap of other things other than games for years. Like Aaron has a touring company, and they publish and develop games. Danny is in like 2 or 3 bands. It's just really weird to me that some of these creators are literally helping keeping YouTube open and keeping the lights on over there. And yet, just like the rest of us, they have to have second and third jobs. And it's really frustrating to see YouTube, as big as it is, hamstringing its own creators with these algorithm changes to make it even more difficult for them to be successful. Not that that isn't happening literally everywhere. And for people who are trying to make a living on the platform, it just looks like it's becoming increasingly more and more difficult to do, to the point that some people are just not even willing to try anymore. And that's even with the recent changes that YouTube has made for people who have hit 500 subscribers, which I'm now more than halfway to. It makes me sad because ItsKindaBernt started as a gaming channel. True, I wanted it to be more of a variety channel when I started, but with a sort of mental health spin and gaming as a sort of framing device. But then stuff started happening behind the scenes with my gaming setup and life, and I just couldn't do it for a while. And now, even if I started it up again, it looks like it wouldn't be getting half the traffic it would be if I was not just pouring everything I was into shorts. Meanwhile, my TikToks are barely breaking 200. I don't know how any of this works. I eventually just had to sit down and really think about all of this. I don't really want to do this for views or subs or fame or notoriety. That stuff really isn't that important to me. I actually don't like showing my face at all, if I'm being honest. No, this was more of an attempt to motivate me into being brave and upfront with who I am as a person. And I think along with therapy and other stuff that I've been doing, I've gone a long way towards accomplishing that. But I would be lying if I said that I didn't want to try and do this to make a living, even if it was just a side gig. And I feel like I could do that without, sacrificing what's actually important to me. Still having fun, being proactive, not chasing numbers, a thing I already hate. But now I'm just kind of at a crossroads about all of this. This is fun to me. I should keep doing it because it's fun, right? Like, I'm getting the emotional and psychological results that I wanted when I started all of this. So maybe I shouldn't be worried about the monetary side of all of this, which would realistically just be pennies to start with anyway. And from what I've heard, doing YouTube full time anyway, or even stuff like Twitch and TikTok, it's scary, it's constant, and it's just emotionally draining. It used to be that people would argue that, a 9 to 5 was a more reliable thing, but you can't even say that anymore. Not that both aren't also emotionally draining. And some people, like me, have been looking for an ungodly amount of time for a job and can't even get one flipping burgers. People are trying to literally monetize everything that they do. And it's hard for any of them to make a living off of any of it because basically no one has any money anymore. The only people who seem to be making anything steady at all are drawing smut. I could do that, but I don't want to. No judgment if you're into that sort of thing, it's just not for me. So yeah, a little discouraged right now. I like doing videos, silly or deep and meaningful whenever I have the energy for that. And while I like making stitches about cute animals every now and then, I don't want to do it all the time, not to please an algorithm. I don't really have a point to all of this. Just that this late-stage capitalism bullcrap is getting old. Boy, I hope change is around the corner soon. I'd like to not be old and gray before I see it.